Now, if you're a holder of XRP, this video is going to be very important and crucial for you, especially if you're just paying attention to the market. You know, in the last 24 hours, the market has been extremely volatile. Bitcoin's able to climb over the price of 100,000. That's not the craziest part. It's actually Ethereum that was able to climb about 30% in under 24 hours, pretty much fueling the next rally for majority of the altcoins. But if you look at XRP, it's actually underperforming to say the least, because a lot of people anticipated that XRP would be the one that would be very explosive due to some, exclusive news coming out that the SEC versus the XRP case is coming to an end. But if you look at the daily chart, you'll come to realize that ever since the start of March, we have been on a downtrend when it comes to the XRP price, and currently we haven't actually flipped the super trend into an uptrend. When you look at majority of the other altcoins, you'll realize the majority of them have flipped the super trend into an uptrend, while when it comes to XRP, currently we're pretty much trying to fix onto that resistance. The resistance is sitting close to $2.36. If we're able to break above that, the daily chart will go into a positive trend. But from the previous high that we actually reached, which was close to $3.40, you can see that the downtrend has been broken. But again, previously, just not long ago, at the end of April, we did actually come to this price, which is $2.35, and did actually get rejected. So currently we are on a very crucial point, and especially if you're just looking around with other YouTubers, they might actually confuse you in terms of what is the prediction. But XRP is a little different when it comes to majority of the altcoins. They follow the trend that Ethereum is going to set, but when it comes to XRP, it runs its own race. Just to give you an idea, if you just look, in November, the price was sitting at 54 cents. After that, we were able to climb to nearly $3, which is a 6x, while majority of the altcoins were not able to pretty much provide the same amount of output. What does this mean? Well, in simple terms, you just need to understand that you need to subscribe to the channel right now to stay up to date with the latest and the greatest news, and drop a like on it while you're there. Now, you guys realize that after that, we have been consolidating. There's a lot of good news that have come out towards Ripple, but from this point on, it's actually more like a sentiment barrier that's starting to form, because November was not long ago and majority of the people have seen XRP, let's say, at 50 cents. So even buying at a price of $2 seems to be overvalued. The only way the FOMO can kick in is if the market is able to show an explosive growth. When I mean explosive growth, it would need some sort of explosive growth where it went from 50 cents to $1, and currently we're sitting at $2. If we're able to climb to previous highs, let's say close to $3, that's where FOMO will kick in, and majority of the institutional money will start to flow in. And the amount of, the different things that are happening with XRP, especially if you just go and look at the amount of advertising that the team is trying to do, the amount of new context they're trying to build, especially in the UAE, it's becoming big. At the same time, if you just look at the top 100 holders of XRP, it should give you a little bit of perspective in terms of what they're doing and what is the reason the market is in a little bit of a scary situation. Because if you look at the majority of the other tokens, let's say Ethereum, you realize in the last 24 hours, it flipped into a super trend, or the super trend flipped green. But when it comes to XRP, it's a little different. And if you just look, the 9th largest holder in the last 7 days has purchased 11 million XRP, but the 13th one has sold 71 million, 9 million sold, 37 million sold, 5 million sold. Why is this a big deal? Because you guys can see that the overall trend, it's very clear that the amount of people buying compared to the amount of people selling, it's obviously the sellers, or the outflow is definitely outweighing the inflow. On the other end, just in, 10 trillion asset manager BlackRock meets with SEC crypto task force to discuss staking, options, tokenization, and ETF approval standards. This is huge because SEC is slowly starting to become a little bit more lenient, and they are definitely approving a lot more ETFs a lot quicker. And seeing that BlackRock is trying to speed that up even more clearly gives you perspective that XRP might be one of the first thing on their books. While XRP becomes the only regulated crypto in United States. Breaking news, SEC announces settlement with Ripple. XRP now only regulated cryptocurrency in the US. Just so you guys know, XRP is obviously much more in depth with when it comes to banks and things like that as compared to other cryptos, because XRP is in the ecosystem. So, the case coming to an end is already a big deal, because now we will be able to, or not me because I'm not from the United States, but a general public in the United States would be able to actually use XRP without any problem. And seeing how the banks are actually being, given a free way to buy, sell, and also hold cryptocurrency already tells you that US is about to become a lot more crypto friendly. And Donald Trump, on the other end, expresses disapproval over Ripple and XRP following the key announcement. So once more, the Bitcoin debate focused his criticism on XRP, the native token of Ripple. Following a significant company announcement, Trump attacked XRP's value, questioned Ripple's larger influence on American banking system in the recent interview. Pose more questions than answers. That's pretty much what he explained as XRP's SEC case is coming to an end. It's a really strong statement, but it can definitely have a little bit of impact on people's sentiments to be able to trust the XRP price. And XRP traders set a mega all-time high target as crypto inflow accelerates. Currently, there is a lot of crazy targets that everyone's trying to reach for their favorite coin. But when it comes to XRP, let's just say even some large analysts go very crazy. They like to dream about XRP at night more than probably their wife or their girlfriend. That's all I'm going to say. Now, talking about the open interest, it's up about, you can say, 9 to 10% for majority of them, including the features and overall. And the long to the short ratio, it's still strongly in favor of long, clearly giving you a perspective that a lot of people anticipate the XRP price to even grow faster and not actually slow down anytime soon. And Vice President JD Vance to speak at the 2025 Bitcoin conference. Cool. I mean, one day we'll get Trump to be involved again, and that'll be cool. While Swiss president says US and China are holding a trade talk in Switzerland. This is a big deal, just to let you guys know, because if this trade deal goes back to normal, and let's just say both of the countries pretty much refrain from using more tariffs against each other, that would definitely make the trade flow much easier and make it much easier for the entire world to be able to come to some sort of conclusion. While Coinbase purchases a Dutch-based crypto trading platform at a 2.6 billion deal. That's a lot of money. That's all I want to say. In probably USD, it comes close to like 3.5 or nearly 4 billion. That's just insane. While will Bitcoin price hit 110,000 as crypto fear and greed index turns green? I mean, if you look at the fear to the greed index, it's definitely getting a little bit towards the green. So the greed is definitely going to get a lot of people to sell and take profit, especially the short-term holders. That's what I'm going to say. And 1 trillion bull storm projected for Dogecoin, XRP, Solana, Cardano as traders lock in for the new high. I mean, personally, I do see Bitcoin doing extremely well. I mean, maybe this time around, because you guys know by the end of 2025, a lot of people will anticipate that Bitcoin will become a little bit more calmer, and we're probably going to go back into a little bit of a calm situation. So just to give you perspective, by then the market does need to climb to a really high, which could be close to 200,000, just to let you know. While crypto today, Bitcoin price stalls at 103,000 with 120 billion inflow towards Ethereum, Solana, and Doge. And Ripple played Trump to pump XRP. Now he's cutting ties. And that's why Trump is a little bit angry, because you guys know when Trump was pretty much trying to get into the office, there was a lot of support he was receiving from Ripple. And now they're just trying to take one step back to ensure that they're able to hold their company wow. While Gold Snatch doubles down on BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF, boosting holding from 1.4 billion, or actually holding to 1.4 billion. That's, again, a lot of money flowing into the crypto market. While 69 million XRP transfer stuns a major US crypto exchange, because if they do decide to sell, that would be a lot of money that would need to be paid away. And SEC commissioner criticizes Ripple settlement, citizing risk to retail investors amid the shifting crypto regulation. Currently, the crypto regulations are on the books. It's going to be happening soon, and trust me, the whole world is watching the SEC. Overall, the market is still in a very good condition. Expect a lot more green. At the same time, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon.